We're live. Massive AI news this week. ChatGPT 5. Is it a massive disappointment? Let's find out. So for those who missed it, there has been a smattering of reviews online. You have influencers on X telling you it's the greatest model of all time. They might be getting paid by ChatGPT. You have basically everyone else on the internet saying maybe it's a massive disappointment. You have people begging for 4.0 to come back. They actually did it. They brought 4.0 back. So massive things going on. Let's take a look at what happened on Reddit this weekend. Let's take a look what happened on Reddit this weekend. This weekend, they did an AMA and Ask Me Anything on Reddit. The entire OpenAI crew. I don't know why they don't do this on X. They should do this on X. Why are they doing this on Reddit? Who uses Reddit anymore? Anyway, they go on Reddit. You have the entire team. Sam, of course, Sam's the only one who has to do all lowercase for his name. And I guess that's his style. That's how he does it. But basically every question was like, what's going on here? This is horrible. Please bring back 4.0. Every single question in this AMA was basically, please bring back 4.0. Can you do something about the filter? Surely people should not be flagged for learning about history. Why are we getting rid of the variance in 4.0? What happened in GPT 4.5? Basically, every single question in this live stream was, can you bring back one of the older models, please? It's interesting. It could not have been the best feeling. I don't know why they kind of hid Sam Altman's replies here. You have to like dig in. What was up with those graphs? Did you intentionally mislead us? They replied. I don't know why like the replies from the OpenAI team are like hidden on this page, but they basically replied and they said, yeah, we kind of messed up. We kind of messed up with this chart. Whoopsies. Apologies about that. We messed up with the chart. I don't know. You're about to announce the biggest technology in the history of your company, and you put out a chart like this in front of your entire audience, which is just clearly a very stupid chart. A very, very stupid chart. The number, like, why is 69.1 and 30.8 on the exact same level, and then 52.8 is higher, and then 74.9 is a little bit higher than that? That doesn't make any sense. That is crazy. So they put out this chart. It's absolutely horrible. I don't know what they were thinking. They basically said, whoopsies, our bad. And the backlash has been very, very insane. Oh, here we go. Sam Altman. The numbers were accurate, but we screwed up the bar charts in the live stream overnight. On another slide, we screwed up numbers. The blog post and system card were accurate, though. People were working late and were very tired, and human error got in the way. A lot comes together for a live stream in the last hours. That's crazy. That's crazy. I mean, clearly they were working on this up until the absolute last second. Clearly, they were working on this until like 5 seconds before the presentation. I don't know why this is a thing in AI. It seems like every announcement and presentation that goes on by the major AI companies happens at the absolute last second. I guess they're all trying to one-up each other and execute faster than anyone else. But at the same time, you release your biggest model, now all everyone is talking about is the charts. That's all everyone's talking about is the charts now, right? So you have to, I feel like maybe you can, humans do make errors. Yeah, Lisa, but here's the thing, Lisa. Here's the thing. You are introducing the most important technology maybe ever released, GPT-5. The whole world is watching. Humans make errors, but there's billions, if not trillions of dollars on the line here. You just got to make the charts. And now what more people are talking about the charts than the technology, right? I mean, I don't want to tell them how to do their job, but come on now. Humans make errors, but there's certain things you can't make errors on, right? With charts, why is 50 lower than 47.4, right? Maybe you spend an extra 10 minutes. People saw us. I was watching the presentation live, and I saw those charts and go, what the hell is this? So the entire AMA is them being very angry. Please give us option to use GPT 4.0. I'm sure they did this AMA, and they were like, okay, they're going to ask us really good questions about the capabilities of GPT-5. And every question was about the charts and if they can bring back 4.0, 4.1. Here's what ended up happening. I didn't think they'd do this. They actually brought back all the old models. I was shocked. I did not know they were going to do that. I didn't think they were going to do this. I did not think they were going to do this. They brought back all their old models into GPT, which I was reading that a lot of people got emotionally attached to the older models, like 4.0. They got emotionally attached and they were having mental breakdowns because they couldn't talk to the old model. I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it. So people are getting emotionally attached to the older models. They had to bring them back. I mean, listen, if you're getting so attached to the personality of an AI, I mean, I guess that's the future. I guess that's where we're going as a society. People getting emotionally attached to the personality of models. I've been testing all the models. I think all the newer models are better than all the older models. And I was the biggest O3 fan in the entire world. I used O3 for everything. I thought O3 was the best AI model I've ever used when it comes to everything outside coding. O3 I was using for every coding. Claude is still king. Claude's always been king. Claude's been king for years now. But everything outside of coding, O3 was the best model I've ever used in my entire life. But I like GPT-5 thinking more. I think 5 thinking and 5 Pro are all upgrades over every old model. So I don't know. I guess there are people getting attached to the personalities of AI models. Let me know what you think. Are you guys getting emotionally attached to the personalities of your models? I thought 4.0 was an incredible model, but like I'm not begging for it to come back just because I'm attached to the personality. Yo, Alex, what do you think about Grok Spicy? I think it's horrible. I hate that. Listen, Grok and what Elon's doing, I think Elon's the greatest mind in the history of the world. I think Tesla and everything he's doing is incredible. I think what XAI has done with AI has been amazing in the short period they've been doing it. But all of a sudden, it feels like over the last few weeks, Grok has their focus has turned into like Gooner AI, right? Like all their focus has been like on spicy mode. It's been on AI avatars that are like half naked. It's been like I feel like their focus the last few weeks has been everything except for like making smarter AI. It's been like how can we get people to like be attracted to our AIs and make Gooner materials with our AI. It kind of, I'm going to be honest, it really bothers me. It really bothers me because I don't think that, like, is that raising the vibrations of society? Also, shout out my hair. I shampooed it right before this, so it's really fluffy now, and I have like a white thing fuzzy in my hair. Very fluffy from the shampooing. Is that the best use of AI? Are we raising the vibrations of society by focusing on Gooner Grok, as I'm calling it, Gooner Grok? Like everything you see from Elon over the last week has just been like Ani, which is this sexy AI, and Grok Imagine, which isn't even remotely close to VO. Like let's do this. Let me let me go back here. Long press image on X to turn Grok into a video. Everything is this Grok Imagine. Introducing Grok Imagine, and it's all about how you can make it spicy mode. Bought an old picture of my wife and daughter to life on Grok Imagine. First of all, you've been able to do this forever. This isn't new. Like you've been able to turn images into video forever. Second of all, I mean, this honestly isn't that good. You can also use Grok to make fun video memes in seconds. Who are these people on X? Doge Designer and all these people that like, are we ignoring reality here? Are we really going to imagine? Are we really going to pretend that Grok killed ChatGPT? Like that's not just because you can make sexy images in Grok Imagine now ChatGPT is dead. I don't know. I think it's kind of, I just don't think it's good for society that we're focusing on sexy AIs. And Elon talks all the time about how we have like this issue not birthing enough kids in society. And then you make a Gooner AI that's all about having a half naked AI talk sexy to you. I don't know. I think it's silly. And also, are we really gonna pretend the video generation on Grok Imagines anything close to Google VO? Like, I don't know. It's amazing how fast it is, for sure. It's amazing how fast it is. But like, Also, at the same time, I think more people are concerned about the quality of the AI generation rather than the speed of the AI generation. I think people would rather have higher quality AI generation than the speed. I wish we would just spend a little less time focusing on the sexiness of the AI and more on like the intelligence. I don't know. I don't think it. I think building better coding models is better for society. I think building better Gunner models is absolutely terrible for society. Wait until OpenAI sees the usage stats on old versus new models. I wouldn't spend too much time worrying about that though. If I'm Sam Altman, you're gonna have a lot of people are gonna still use 4.0 because they got emotionally attached to the personality, which is odd. But 5.0 is an advancement over 4.0. It just is. It is better. It's better and it's smarter and faster and cheaper. So people should be using 5. Emotionally attached to tool. Do people break up with wrenches? Seems pretty dysfunctional to me. Alex, I've been trying to build a game during my free time with Cursor and Claude, but there seems to be a disconnect with what I want and the end results the program is giving me. Great hair, by the way. Thank you, Robert. I just shampooed it. I am due for a haircut. I've been trying to build a game during my free time with Cursor and Claude, but there seems to be a disconnect with, well, so what are you doing? Are you using the Claude model inside Cursor? Is that what you're doing? So I've tried it all. I've tried Cursor with Claude, Cursor with GPT-5, straight up GPT-5 inside the browser, Claude Code. I've tried them all. I'm going to make a video on Cursor CLI in the next day or so. I'll probably release that Wednesday or Thursday. Yes, Claude in Cursor. Here's what it comes down to as I take a sip of my coffee. Let me give you a little suspense. Here's what it comes down to. It's not even close. Claude Code is the best. It's still the best. It's not even close. We went through the benchmarks. We used the world famous Alex Finn benchmarks last week on the last live stream. If you missed the last live stream, I'm actually going to release a video tomorrow that goes through the benchmarks again, so you don't need to watch the whole 2-hour live stream. We went through the benchmarks. Claude Code using Opus 4.1 destroys GPT-5 in Cursor. The benchmarks are clear. Claude Code is still king. And we're going to be using these world famous Alex Finn AI benchmarks for all new models that come out. For those who missed it, we came up with 4 tests in our world famous AI benchmarks. We make a 3D first person shooter, an animation Elon dancing, a city fly through, and a music visualizer. All the prompts for the benchmarks, if you want to run them yourself, will be in the description of the video I release tomorrow. But we ran the benchmarks. Claude Code dominates. It's significantly better than GPT-5 when it comes to coding. I'm not switching from Claude Code. And listen, GPT-5 is significantly cheaper than Claude Code. Significantly cheaper. It's dirt cheap. It's 12 times cheaper. It's a 1/12 of the price of Claude Code. But I'm still spending. I'm gonna spend $200 more. Like if my AI is 10 times better, if my AI is like 20% better when it comes to coding, I'm going to spend $200 a month on it. That 20% bonus is so valuable. When it comes to coding, a 20% betterness is going to spend you hours in the long run. It's going to spend you hours from error handling. It's going to save you hours from building bad code. It's just going to save you so much frustration and so much time. Even if you can get a 10% uptick on quality, you got to be using the best model. I'm spending $200. If it saves you 1 hour a month, $200 for 1 hour, I'm taking it. I think I'm sticking with Claude Code. Even though it's significantly more expensive. I'm just going to tweet out about this live stream. You can currently try GPT-5 and Cursor for free, so see if it makes a difference. Yeah, it's free in Cursor for a week. I think that probably expires in the next 2 days. But it's just not as good. It's not as good. I haven't talked to anyone who's tried Claude Code compared to GPT-5 inside Cursor and said that they were said that GPT-5 and Cursor was better. Claude Code's better. I agree to you. I like GPT-5, but not perfect. Claude Code's still top tier for coding. The only way I'd go with GPT-5 and Cursor is if you are absolutely tight on money. Like you just have no option. You cannot spend the money. You cannot spend $200 a month. It is not an option. You have to save the dollars. Then I'd go with GPT-5 and Cursor, but Claude Code's still the best, and it's worth the extra money for the improvements that are in it. Let's see what's next on the news docket here. GPT-5 releases open source models. So last week, GPT-5 released two open source models, GPT-OSS. I talked about this a little bit in one of my videos last week. It is good news. It is good for the industry, the fact that OpenAI released two new open models. It is good for the industry. They released two open weight models. Here's the story, though. I don't think a lot of people are going to take advantage of them. They're not as strong as, for instance, Kimi K2 or DeepSeek. By bench evals, they're just as good as like 4.0. But here's the thing. I don't trust the benchmarks anymore. I think a lot of these companies are optimizing for benchmarks and optimizing for evaluations. I think a lot of these companies are optimizing their models, and so that they're coming up better on the benchmarks, but not as good in real life practice, right? I think they're coming up really good on benchmarks like you see here. Like on paper, they're as good as like O3 and O4 mini. But anyone who's used these with like Ollama, they're not as good. They're not as good. They're not like even remotely close. Not in a million years would I use either of these models instead of O3. Not in a million years. So I think we've unfortunately, I think Theo talked about this in a tweet. We're in like a post-benchmark eval world. I agree, but for different reasons. I agree because I think benchmarks are just being gamed by every company now. Like you saw it with Grok 4. Like they just like blew away every benchmark. But then in practice, I didn't think Grok 4 was nearly as good as O3. It couldn't even make me basic like 3JS games I was trying to build in my Alex Fin AI benchmarks. He couldn't pass any of them. He couldn't build me 3JS games. So benchmarks are being completely gamed. They're teaching to the test. Yeah, they're like feeding the models the tests and the benchmarks, and they're saying, "Hey, get really good at this." And they're going, "Oh, look how good they are compared to the benchmarks." The benchmarks are all being gamed now. I don't trust any of these benchmarks. I don't trust any of them anymore. I think the only way to test these models moving forward is to like actually use them, actually go hands-on with them, use your day-to-day use cases with them, see how they perform, use them yourself, see what the vibes are. I think vibes are so important when it comes to models, right? I think vibes just when you're using the models are so important. So I don't know. I'm not a fan. I think it's great OpenAI released these open source models, but to me, based on testing, they're just not there. They're extremely, extremely slow. I don't love the results, but I will say this: having open weight models is great. Having open weight models is great. I really think everyone should be experimenting with them. It's great for people trying to save money as well. Go into Ollama. If you haven't done it yet, download Ollama, and then you can download the models very easily in Ollama. OLLAMA. Download that. You can download the models very easily. Test them out on your computer. They should work. The smaller models should work on most devices. Test it out. See what you think. You can even plug it into like Klein and run it locally and do coding for free, which is great. It's not nearly as good as like GPT-5 or Claude or any of that, but they're good to play around. And eventually we will live in a world where open weight models are like incredible. We will eventually live in a world where open weight models are like just as good as the rest. What models would you suggest for designing and coding of mobile apps? Well, I still think Claude Code's the best. I would so here's what I do. Here's my workflow is I was using O3, now I use GPT-5 Thinking. I use GPT-5 Thinking for the planning and the business and the logic side of it. Like, hey, I'm thinking about building this mobile app. What should the business model be? What should I do with it? How should I build it? What should the roadmap be? Things like that. I do with GPT-5. And then all the execution, all the coding execution, I do with Claude Code. Claude Code's just the best coder. It just is. GPT-5's not close. Use Claude Code for all the execution. I would do that. It's the best coder. It's going to get you the best results. It's going to save you the most time. It's going to give you the least errors. It's worth the $200. Hey, Legend. What's up, some V81? Sorry, missed a ton. Yeah, I started this kind of last second. I usually give you an hour head start. I did 15-minute head start. But moving forward, I'm thinking about doing these AI news shows Monday, Wednesday, Friday, every week live, 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. I'll probably give you an hour notice in advance. I'll tweet it out and schedule it so that you can hit the reminders and everything and see it on your YouTube home feed. Make sure to hit subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you get notified when I start these. Did you say you would still pay the $200 for Claude rather than GPT-5? 100%. Listen, Claude is a little bit better than GPT-5, and it's significantly more expensive at $200 a month. I think one of the best strengths about GPT-5 is the price. It's like dirt cheap. It's dirt cheap. It's half the price of Sonnet 3.5, which is like a year and a half old model. It's half the price of it, and it's way better, but Claude Code's still better. And if I save even, as I was saying before, if I save even an hour of time coding a month, I think it's worth the $200 extra. I think it is. So if you got the money to spare, I think you got to do it. I think you got to pay $200 for Claude Code. It's just better. It's just better. And it's going to save you time in the long run. It just is. But GPT-5, still great for like chatting. I think it's the best model for chatting, for logic, for business stuff. I still use GPT-5 Thinking for all business planning. I'll also give you guys a little hack here. Let me give you guys a little hack. I'm going to give you guys a little tidbit of information here. Here we go. Break buddy. Here we go. Let me show you this. Let me show you what I do here. Let me share the screen. You guys have to do this with GPT-5. You guys have to do this, especially if you're coding with Claude Code. You guys have to do this. And I'll give this prompt. Let me see. I'm going to put this prompt in the chat. Let me copy and paste this. So my biggest issue when I am using Claude Code or any of the other cursor or anything like that, it's definitely going to split up. Yeah, it's split up, whatever. Copy and paste it from the multiple messages in the chat. My biggest issue with Claude Code in GPT-5 or Cursor when I'm coding is when it's working, I get distracted, right? It's too easy when it's working to get distracted, to start doom scrolling, to start looking at Twitter, to start looking at other things. And then boom, before you know it, an hour later, it's been done and you've just been doom scrolling the entire time. Here is the solution. The solution is the prompt I put in the chat, which is you open up a GPT-5 Thinking or a GPT-5, whatever you want. I still like GPT-5 for this use case better than Claude or any of the other ones. When I am coding with AI, there are long breaks in between me giving commands to the AI. Typically, I spend that time doom scrolling, which distracts me and puts me in a bad mental state. I'd like to use that time now to chat with you and generate new ideas and also reflect on my other ideas in business and content. I'm not sure how I'd like to use this chat or what role I'd like you to play, but I think it could be much more useful than me doom scrolling. What do you think? What could be the best way for us to use this chat? Whenever I'm prompting, I just like to leave it open-ended for the AI for it to get creative and think of new things. But I open this chat and then I use this chat anytime the AI is working. I open up this chat. I forbid myself from doom scrolling. I forbid myself from going on Twitter. I forbid myself from going on YouTube. I forbid it unless it's to look at my videos and watch my videos. Then you're allowed to do that. That's the only thing you're allowed to do other than this chat when coding. You're allowed to look at my videos and press like on all the videos. Speaking of that, press like down below. And you use this chat while your AI is working. And so anytime my AI is working, I come in here, I go, okay, this is what my AI is doing. This is what Claude Code's doing. This is what it's building. This is what it's doing. What do you think about this? Do you have other ideas? What can I expand upon here? And I have these conversations with the AI in between the AI working in Claude Code and in Cursor. And it's so much more productive. I come up with more ideas. I talk about my business. I talk about new ways to make money. I talk about new kinds of content I can make, right? Like, for instance, this live stream is a news live stream. And I came up with the idea for this by talking to the AI in between Cursor working. It said, hey, why don't you have a short live stream a few times a week where you just go over the AI news? And that's what we're doing here. Speaking of that, I'd love feedback in the replies down below if you're watching the replay, or the chat if you are live with us. What do you think? AI news 3 times a week. I'm thinking about doing AI news, quick 45-minute live stream, all the latest news. We talk about it. We go over it. You ask questions in the chat. 9 a.m. Pacific, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I'm thinking that's what it is. Let me know feedback down below. Or would you rather just have more AI coding tutorials? Would you rather me just spend my time making more AI coding tutorials? I'm fine with each. But this is the best way, I think, to use your time in between Claude Code or Cursor. New favorite setup is to run GPT-5 through a Codex MCP server inside Claude Code. GPT-5 seems to stick to what you tell it to do better. So I have Claude spin up sub agents to use Codex. Interesting. So what? You tell Claude Code what you want it to do, and then Claude Code spins up the Codex sub agents, and then what? You review the pull requests that the Codex makes? Is that what your workflow is? I don't love the Codex workflow, to be quite honest with you, how it works. And then I have to pull down the pull requests, review it, then push it. I'm not in love with that workflow. I'd rather just have Claude Code write code locally, and then I just review it and then push it to GitHub. I like that workflow better, to be quite honest with you. But if you come up with a sick Codex workflow, I'd love to hear it. You doing AI news streams will save me task slot in Grok. Oh, so Modelier, you use Grok to find all the latest news? All right. Codex has a CLI now. I got to test it out. So do you like the Codex workflow better? Super Kraken? By the way, I've been doing pour over coffee. It's delicious. Absolutely delicious. Great way to start the morning. Let's see what we got up on the docket. What do you guys think about that ChatGPT 5 way to work in between Cursor working? What do you guys do when Cursor's working for you, or when Claude Code's working for you? What are you doing? What are you typically doing? Grok is implementing ads. Grok implementing ads. Let's open this up. This is new. So many people predicted this was going to happen. It's actually happening. Grok will be implementing ads. So you're going to now, for those who don't know, you can now in Twitter basically tag Grok, say @Grok, and then ask a question, and then it answers your question like the replies. They're going to start putting ads in those replies. They are going to start putting ads in those replies because apparently Twitter ads are struggling. I spend a good amount of money on X ads, to be honest with you, because I spend the $1,000 a month on the affiliate, the verified organization. So I get the little logo next to my name. So it gives me $1,000 of ads a month to spend. So I use it quite a bit. Have the results been good? They've been mixed, to be quite honest. So they're going to start putting ads in Grok's responses. Listen, if it starts pushing more business toward Creator Buddy, I can't hate on it too much. I don't love the concept of ads being in AI responses. I think AI should be maximally truth-seeking. And I think if you can pay to get put in results, is that maximally truth-seeking, or is that maximally profit-seeking, right? You're not, if you can alter the results of an AI response, is that it seeking the truth, or is that it seeking profits? I don't love it. I don't love it. I don't love that they're doing it. I'm going to have to see how they implement it. But they're basically saying Elon Musk told advertisers in a live discussion on Wednesday that the platform plans to introduce ads in Grok's responses, as reported by the Financial Times. The move would help power X's struggling ads business. Our focus thus far has been on making Grok the smartest, most accurate AI in the world. I think we've largely succeeded in that. I don't know. Musk said during the broadcast, so we'll turn our attention to how we do pay for those expensive GPUs. Listen, I think Elon Musk is the smartest inventor of our lifetime, of our entire lifetime. I think for the first time in history, I'm disagreeing with a few things he's doing. For the first time in history, I'm disagreeing with the focus on Gooner AI. I'm disagreeing with the focus on these like half-naked AIs. I'm disagreeing with paying for the GPUs by putting ads in Grok responses. Is that maximally truth-seeking if we're putting ads in responses? If you can pay to alter the responses of ads, is that a maximally truth-seeking AI? I don't think so. I'm going to be honest. I don't think so. There has to be other ways to make money with an AI. There has to. I mean, you got half of X paying, what is it, $20 a month to have a blue check mark? I'm not a fan. What do you guys think about ads? Let me know down below in the chat, or if you're watching replay down below. What do you think about ads in your AI responses? I'm not a massive fan. I don't think that AI needs to be truth-seeking. The AI needs to be truth-seeking. Codex CLI is really rough compared to Claude Code, but it lets you use GPT sub like an API account with usage limits that reset every 5 hours like Claude. I basically just use it as a pass-through. All right, so it's a way to save a little money. Again, I think Claude Code's the best, and I need to have the best AI when it comes to coding. I watched your Rourke review for creating apps. Do you think it would be the best method to create and publish an app to both iOS and Android? I have apps I want to start. I would say yes, if you are not very technical. So if you're not very technical and you don't really know how the infrastructure of AI of mobile apps work, I think it's a good way to get an app off the ground. So get the V1, the prototype off the ground, get it live in the App Store. And then I think once you want to take that next step and get super technical and start adding, really advanced backends and other technologies to it, then maybe you move over to Claude Code from there. But I think Rourke is a great way to get mobile apps off the ground for sure. Comet versus Chrome. You ever see the meme, the bell curve meme? You know the bell curve meme where it's like, the idiot on the left-hand side, the smart person on the right-hand side, and then just like the angry person in the middle. You know that bell curve meme? I'm a fan of the bell curve meme. Let me see if I can quickly Google it. Bell curve meme browsers, where it's like, no, it didn't show up right away. Yeah, it actually did. It did show up. Here we go. Here, let me show it to you. I'm a fan of this meme because I think it's so true. Where it's like, I even take away Safari. It's just Chrome on the left, Chrome on the right, and then everything else, Comet and all of them in the middle. Listen, if I have AI use cases, I'm just going to go to chatgpt.com, right? I played with Comet. I think it's cool. I think it's innovative. I think it's new. But I don't have any day-to-day use cases where I want to sit there and watch an AI agent like scroll through Twitter for me, right? Like I just don't have, like they're cool demo, they're cool video, like they're cool to like flashy, like, whoa, look at the future, right? But day-to-day perspective, when I use a browser, I just want to go to a website, right? When I use a browser, I just want to go and I want to type in the browser chatgpt.com or x.com or gmail.com, right? I don't want to sit there. Like for me, a browser is a browser is a browser. It's a tool for me to go to websites. And the reason why I like Chrome is I have Chrome on my iPhone, I have Chrome on my iPad. All of them are connected. They all have the same accounts. They all have the same credit card information. They're all connected, so it's really nice and easy experience. I don't need an AI agent built into my browser. So, Comet versus Chrome, I mean, even if Chrome added AI functionality like an agent, I still probably wouldn't use it. I'd still probably just go here and just type in the websites I want to go to. So listen, I love what they're doing at Perplexity. I think they're making really interesting, innovative products for sure. I just haven't figured out any day-to-day use cases of like things I would do with Comet or Perplexity. It just hasn't carved out like that. Oh, day-to-day, regular, routine use cases. That's what I need to use it for, right? I haven't found that yet with Comet. I haven't found that yet with Perplexity. It's just the truth. I use Chrome because I got to go to a website. Yes, could I have the, hey, Comet, read my emails and tell me what's important? Yes, could I have it do that? But is that something I'm going to do every day? Like, it's a cool parlor trick, I think, but like, am I going to do that day to day? I think at the end of the day, everyone's going to come back to Chrome, to be honest with you. I just think they are. Like, at the end of the day, that's just what people are used to is Chrome. They don't want to manage 10 browsers. Kind of doesn't matter. Like, you saw the same thing with like just straight up Google. Like, is Bing or DuckDuck, like DuckDuckGo is better than Google because it's private. But at the same time, you just want to use what you're used to and what is like, you just the fastball down the middle. You just want a fastball down the middle tool. And that's what Google is. That's what Chrome is. Kind of doesn't matter, Premium Plus subscribers. Terrible idea. Can't trust it. We're talking about Grok ads, I assume. Does the advertising modify the Grok response, or are they just appending an ad that seems related? I assume it modifies the response. I assume it's like, hey, by the way, sponsored, you should use this tool here. You know, I assume it puts like relevant advertisement responses. The ads on X suck as of now. The X algo is struggling too, says Gold. The ads on X/Twitter have sucked forever. Since it was Twitter, the ads have been horrible. I remember using Twitter 5 years ago and the ads were all like weed gummies. And like, I don't do any of that stuff. And it's like, why am I getting ads for weed gummies? It's insane. The ads have been horrible. The ads have always been horrible. Talking about the X algorithm, it's the worst it's ever been by a country mile. I don't know what a country mile is, but it feels like the right thing to say there. It's the worst it's ever been by a country mile. The content is unbelievably irrelevant on my feed. I get political BS and nonsense. The reach for everyone seems down. I don't know what's going on. I really hope they fix it. I mean, we've been saying this for years. I think GPT-5 beats Opus 4.1 for coding. Opus, in my experience, goes rogue way more frequently, where GPT does what I ask for more directly, says Super Kraken. Super Kraken, I agree and disagree with you. I disagree with the first part, which is GPT-5 beats Opus 4.1. I think Opus 4.1 beats GPT-5. I completely agree with the rest of your sentence, which is Opus goes rogue way more. I actually like that it goes rogue. I like that it, like, yes, GPT-5 sticks to exactly what you ask it to do. But like, I like that Opus is opinionated and has taste. Like, I just think the results are better. Like, I say, hey, make a 3D first-person shooter, and it adds like new power-ups and all these other cool little things I didn't ask for. But it makes it way better. GPT-5 does exactly what I asked, but does it like more bland with less taste and opinion. I just think the results come out better from Opus. I want to show you something cool I built. I want to show you something really cool I built. Let me pull this up. Let me pull up the server over here. Here we go. FinOS. Bada bing, bada boom. Oop. Here we go. 1 second. Hold, please. Let me. Boom. NPM run dev. I want to show you something cool I built. And this is why I like Claude better. So I'm building my own operating system. And here we go. I'm building my own personal operating system. And this might be tacky. This might be cringe. I don't care. But it's a personal operating system in the style of the Matrix. And like, you can go in and like, you can move around windows and like, you can create notes. I can create a new note, like live stream note, create. and then I can take notes in here and I can start editing. This is a live stream note, and I can save it, and it's saved in my like database. And then it also has a 3D room. So this computer lives in a 3D room, right? So it's like a matrix style 3D room, and I can go up to the computer and click it and go back into my OS, or I can go back into the 3D room if I want and walk around. So I'm like going to add a whole bunch of cool things to the 3D room. But it's like, so here's the point I'm trying to make is that I told Claude, like, hey, make a 3D room for my operating system. And like, if you were to do that in GPT-5, it would just be a plain old room, right? It'd just be a plain room because it's just doing what you ask, just a plain room. But when I did it in Claude, it made this really cool matrix style with this like filter. You can see this kind of filter on here, and like everything's kind of green and glitchy, and there's like floating random glitchy shapes in it. And like, it just did a little bit more and added a little bit more to it. And it had a little bit taste and add these little tiny cool things on the desk, right? And obviously I'm going to get rid of Wake Up Neo, the Matrix has you, because that's kind of cringe. But the fact that it even added those cool things, add like these speakers here, like it just added a little bit more. And I thought that was cool. And like, is all of it great? No, like I'm going to ask it to get rid of the text, but it came up with things I didn't think of and added it into the room. And I think this room is kind of a vibe. And now I can walk up to the computer, click on it, and I'm back into my OS, right? And can start working in my personal operating system that has a text edit and a whole bunch of other database where I can store things, right? Or I can just go back to my room and hang out. And I'm going to add other cool things to this room, like I'm going to add decorations, I'm going to add music. I'm going to make it multiplayer so you guys can come into my room and hang out with me in it when I'm working and things like that. I think it could be cool. So that's why, you know, you're right. GPT-5 is like more accurate where it does only exactly what you say. But I like that Claude does a little bit extra. I like that Claude has a little bit of taste and does extra things and has its own opinion and is opinionated. It didn't add a red pill. I got to do that. I got to add the red pill. I totally agree that Opus is way more creative. I use Opus as the idea guy and product manager. I just use GPT-5 as the execution layer. It's funny. I do the exact opposite. I use GPT-5 as kind of the project manager, where I use it as kind of to bounce ideas and talk to. I think it comes up with more creative ideas in the chat, but then I think Opus does more creative execution. So I do the planning in the chat with GPT-5 and the execution with Opus. So that's the news of the day. We're 45 minutes in. That's the AI news of the day. I'm thinking about doing this AI news live stream a few times a week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 9 a.m. Pacific, 45 minutes. Keep it short, keep it tight. Go over the news, maybe code some things, maybe build some things out towards the end like I just showed you. Show you whatever I'm working on. Let me know in the chat. Let me know in the replies what you think. You want more AI news 3 times a week live like this? We go through it, we pop through it. I give the hot takes, the hot opinions. What do you think? Let me know. I'm experimenting. I think live streaming in AI is going to be massive. I've experimented with it over the last few months. So far, they've been really, really good. There's different things we can do with the live stream, right? I can do the AI news live streams like we just did here. I could do more coding live streams. Would you prefer coding live streams where I just build things out and I just vibe code and we see what we can build out and you guys give recommendations, right? Maybe I just build out the operating system in the live stream. We can do that where we build cool things in the operating system live stream. And you give me recommendations. We can get creative and try new things. What do you think? I'm thinking we can, let's go. Love the format. Also love the coding live stream. That's how I found your channel. Maybe we start off the live streams with the news and then we go into vibe coding and I start building things out. Which would you prefer? Mix of both. There might be days where there's no big news. Okay, I like that. Maybe, we do it 3 times a week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. If there's news, we go over the news. If there isn't, we just vibe code stuff and hang out and build cool things together. Could go either way. Because, all my main channel videos are coding tutorials, right? They're all AI tutorials. So I think this, doing news could be a nice switch up for the live stream format just because it's more live and instant. But also, I feel like coding live is also really cool too. So I guess we can go a mix of both. I guess we can see what we can experiment and feel we're experimenting, baby. When it comes to content, you got to experiment and see what works. So if you're watching the replay, let me know down below which one you prefer, which one you'd like, which format you'd prefer better, which one you'd like to go more into, which one you'd like me to do, news format, live coding format, hanging out format. Let's go. Love the format. Also love the coding live stream. That's how I found your channel. So we'll see. Let me know down below. Leave a like. Everyone watching, leave a like. Make sure to subscribe. Turn on notifications so you get alerted the moment I do the live stream. Turn on notifications so you can get alerted the moment I do the live stream. Build something to do with the news. Oh, maybe I like this idea. Let me put this in my to-do list. I build like an app that kind of runs the news, right? Like an app for the live stream that gets the latest AI news and we walk through it. That could be cool. Let me go to today. I'm adding this to my to-do. Build an AI app for the news live stream. That could be cool. Maybe we build that on the next live stream. That's a good idea, some V81. I like that. I like that a lot. So we'll be back Wednesday. We'll come back. We'll experiment. Maybe we'll go over the news to start with. Then we do some vibe code. And we're going to figure out what works here. We're going to figure out what works. It's going to be a lot of fun. We'll keep it short and tight. I don't like the 3-hour marathon live streams. It always kills my energy. I'm always exhausted. I have to take a nap every time we do the 3-hour live streams. So I'm thinking a nice, short, tight, compact 45 minutes to an hour live stream. We either talk about the news, we build something, we do something cool. Could be fun. Let me know. DM me on X. I read my DMs on X. Go on X at AlexFinX. If you have recommendations, opinions, feedback, whatever it is, DM me there. I'm happy to read it. And we can go back and forth. I'm happy to talk about it. Let me know what you like, what you enjoy. For those who just joined late, because now the count's at the highest it's ever been, we went over the news for the first half hour. We built some cool things at the final 15 minutes. Go back, watch the replay if you like. It's really awesome. Leave a like, subscribe, turn on notifications, follow on X. And we'll see you guys Wednesday. Got a new video coming out tomorrow morning. I test GPT-5 against Claude Code. We go through the world famous AlexFin AI benchmarks. So we do that video tomorrow. Turn on notifications for that. Wednesday, we'll come back with another live stream, 9 a.m. Pacific, 12 p.m. Eastern. Sending you guys love. Love you all. Keep playing around with AI. Keep having fun. And I will see you tomorrow for the video coming out. See you guys. Bye.